Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to do a foundation review for a foundation that's been in the drugstore for a while now. It's not new by any means, but this is the same foundation that I used for my St. Patrick's tutorial, and if you watched that video then you know that my foundation was really light for my skin. And I've been trying to get my hands on the new Milani foundation that's out there, but I can't find it anywhere. So I really wanted to try that one out and review it for you guys, but I can't find it. So I'm just going to do this one. And basically, it's the Ready Set Gorgeous foundation that you saw me use, like I said, in my St. Patrick's tutorial. But I think I got a color that matches this time. So I really wanted to try it out because I've actually only worn it a few times before, but now that I have a color that actually matches, I want to try it out for a whole day and see how it works on my skin, because I really like the finish of it when I used it for my tutorial. So I'm going to go ahead and be reviewing this foundation today. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it, just basically do a face makeup real quick, nothing too crazy, and then I'm going to be checking in throughout the day to let you know how it looks, if it's cracked, if it's faded, and all of that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm basically just going to be applying primer, and what I'm going to do is I'm only going to prime one side of my face so that we can compare the way that it looks. So I'm just taking a little bit of my Maybelline Baby Skin Primer, and I'm going to be just priming the right side of my face, so we can kind of compare the way that it looks with a primer and without a primer. I'm going to apply a little bit more just so that we can really see the difference between having a primer and not having a primer. Okay. Like that. And I also bought the concealer, so I'll be trying the concealer out with it as well. I've never used this concealer before, so I'm really excited to try that. And for the application, I'm actually just going to be using a flat brush for the whole face. Some reviews like to do half brush and then half beauty blender, but because I like to use brushes over using a beauty blender for my skin, I'm going to just use a brush. So it comes out like this. It's like a squeeze tube, and I'm going to put a little bit on my fingertip because I remember a little bit went a long way with this foundation. So I'm just going to dot it along my face and then buff it in. And it blends pretty easily with a brush. I always have redness around my nose. It's kind of weird. Okay, so that's one thin coat of it on my skin. There doesn't seem to be any physical difference in appearance with the primer side and the not prime side, but maybe it'll last longer. I'm going to actually apply a little bit more, and I'm just going to put it on the brush like that and work it all into my face. So this is going to be the second layer. And I like it because so far it seems to be pretty buildable, which is good. Which just means every time you add another layer, it gives you more coverage. So that's really good for someone that doesn't want full coverage all the time. Sometimes you just want a little tint of something to even out your skin. So this would be a good foundation for that. But then also, if you want more coverage, you can always add that second layer, and it doesn't really feel heavy or sticky. Feels pretty good. So that is with the second layer. I really like how it has like a natural sheen. It's not completely matte, but then it's not really shiny either. Okay, so that's about as much as I'm going to apply of this foundation. Now I'm going to go ahead and try the concealer. This is in the color 215 to 220. I'm 220 in the foundation, and I think that that matched perfectly compared to the one I used in my St. Patrick's Day video, which was way too light. It was like paper white. So this is what the concealer looks like. It's really cute packaging. And I'm just going to go ahead and jump in and just put it under my eyes. Ooh, the concealer's really light. I don't know if I like that. I tend to like concealers that have a little bit of tint of yellow. So I'll see how that blends out. I'm using my favorite concealer brush. That's really light. I don't know if I like how light this concealer is. Like, this foundation and the concealer don't match, and I really don't like that. I like how the L'Oreal True Match concealer matches really well with their correlating foundation, but this is like tan and this is just straight up white, so I don't know what they were thinking with this one, but I think next time I should just pick up the darker concealer. Alright, and because the concealer doesn't match that well with the foundation, I am going to be applying it on my forehead and chin, just so that everything matches. Okay, so I am going to be setting this foundation with my L'Oreal True Match Pressed Powder. I didn't pick up the Ready Set Gorgeous powder. I should have, but I'm kind of glad I didn't, just because the concealer didn't match me that well, and I feel like the powder would have been really light too. So I'm going to set it with this, and this is in the color W4 Natural Beige. And I love this pressed powder. Alright, so now that my foundation is set, I'm going to just quickly finish up the rest of my face. I'm not doing much, so I'm just going to walk you through it because it's not like a heavy tutorial or anything. But I'm basically just going to be using this NYX Baked Blush, and this is in the color Chiffon. It looks like that. It's really, really pretty. I'm not going to contour or highlight. I'm just using this brush. I'm not going to contour or highlight. I'm just going to use this blush because it does have some shimmer in there. And I'm just going to use that to warm up my face a little bit. My dog is playing with my stuff on the floor right now, so he's kind of making noise. And also, Alex is taking a shower, so you probably hear water running and like a radio. There we go. So not too much, just a little something to warm up our cheeks. There we go. And next I'm going to just be applying some mascara. I'm using the Last Sensational Luscious Mascara by Maybelline. And I haven't used this mascara yet, so we'll see how it goes. I'm just going to look into this mirror here while I apply. Ooh, I think I like this mascara a lot. Ooh, I got some on my nose. Benji, what are you doing? He's so crazy. I'm just going to use a makeup wipe to kind of lift that out. And then I'm going to go over it with my concealer brush just to blend it down again. Like that. So far I feel like I probably could have gone a little bit darker with maybe the foundation and the concealer. It's hard to tell, but I feel like the concealer just really washed me out. I was really feeling the foundation before I applied the concealer, but in person, maybe it's just because I'm looking at the camera, but when I look into this mirror here, I do like the finish. I think it's really, really pretty. It's good coverage, although it is kind of like settling into my pores a little bit. So this might not be the best foundation for dry skin, but then I also did set it with a powder, so that could be why as well. Anyways, I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to move along. And to finish off my makeup, I'm actually just going to be applying this Brow Drama from Maybelline to do my brows. Okay, not seeing much of a difference here, but that's for a whole nother video. Okay, not loving this thing at all, but we're just going to ignore that and continue on with the video. So that's all I'm going to do for my makeup today. I have to run to the doctor's and I have a bunch of errands to run, so I don't want to put too much makeup on. And oh my god, I look so gassy right now. So this is what the foundation looks like. It feels lightweight and it looks pretty natural, especially on camera. It looks almost like I'm not wearing anything at all, so I do like that a lot. But I'm going to go ahead and check in a couple of hours to see how everything's settled, if it still looks fresh and nice and dewy, or if it's getting like crackly or weird or breaking up in different parts of my face. So I will check in with you guys later. So yeah. So I'm back. It's the end of the night. It's about 9 o'clock right now, and I applied my foundation at 10:30 this morning, so it's been about 8 to 9 hours, and I don't know how it looks to you guys, but in person it made my skin feel really dry, and it looked really dry, and also it gave my skin like additional texture, which I'm not really fond of. Like, I feel like it made my skin look really porous, And I didn't really see a huge difference between the side that I applied primer and the side that didn't have primer. This was the side with primer and this was the side without primer. And I do feel like, yeah, I don't know, can you guys tell? But for me, like, the only thing I noticed because of the primer is that my blush stayed on a little better on this side and not so much on this side. But as far as how it feels, they both feel the same on both sides. But I think overall this foundation didn't work out for me because I have dry skin. So like the L'Oreal True Match Lumi line or anything that's like for dry skin works better for me. That formula, the COVERGIRL Ready Set Gorgeous, I think is better for people with oily skin or normal to oily skin or combination skin, because it is drying. And I don't know, I just didn't love it overall. I feel like even with the 2 layers I applied, like you can still see my skin. It didn't cover that much. Like you can see this blemish coming through. And I don't know. I don't know if I'll probably use the foundation again so I don't waste it. But I just wasn't a huge fan of it. So I don't know. I hope this video was helpful for those of you that are interested in buying it. I personally probably won't buy it. I'm probably going to stick to the L'Oreal Lumi that I love so much. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. And leave me a comment down below to let me know what you think or what your thoughts are on this foundation. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.